Capitals legends, Backstrom's return, Ovechkin's confidence. Hockey hearts are breaking and rejoicing all at once as a Washington Capitals legend prepares to wave goodbye to the NHL and head back home. It's the kind of move that tugs at every fan's emotions and makes you wonder what the future holds for the team. Let's dive into today's savory updates from the world of the Caps, where we're covering everything from tearful farewells to exciting prospects and bold predictions. Starting with the news that's got everyone emotional. Nicklas Backstrom, the skilled center who's been a cornerstone of the Capitals for over a decade, is expected to sign a contract with Brynäs IF. That's his original team in the Swedish Hockey League, as early as today. For those just getting into hockey, the SHL is a top-tier professional league in Sweden, known for its fast-paced action and developing talent. Backstrom's journey began there before he became a key player in Washington, helping the team win the Stanley Cup in 2018. This return feels like a poetic end to his NHL chapter, evoking memories of other stars like Jaromir Jagr, who went back to their roots. But here's where it gets controversial. While many see this as a heartwarming homecoming, others might view it as a sign that the Capitals are losing a vital piece of their identity. Is this the right call for Backstrom's career? Or could it leave fans feeling a bit betrayed? Sources like the Hockey News and Russian Machine Never Breaks are buzzing with details, confirming the reports. Shifting gears to the future, if you're tuning into this year's World Junior Summer Showcase, an annual event where young hockey talents from around the world compete and showcase their skills, there are several Washington Capitals prospects you won't want to miss. This showcase is essentially a proving ground for future NHL stars, giving teens a chance to impress scouts and fans alike. For example, players like Tarek Paraskak, who might represent Team Canada, could demonstrate the speed and vision that make them exciting picks for the Caps. And this is the part most people miss. These events often reveal hidden gems who go on to have breakout seasons. So paying attention now could give you a head start on cheering for the next big name in Washington. Keep an eye on how these prospects handle the pressure, as it might hint at their potential NHL success. On a more optimistic note, Alex Ovechkin, the ageless wonder and Capitals captain, is expressing total confidence in the team's front office to keep things competitive. Ovechkin points to their strategic decisions as key to maintaining a contender status, drawing from experiences like recent roster moves and draft picks. For beginners, this means the people in charge of player acquisitions and team strategy are doing a solid job, at least in Ovi's eyes, which carries a lot of weight given his legendary status. However, not everyone might share this enthusiasm. With challenges like salary caps and an aging core, some could argue that the front office has tough roads ahead. Does this unwavering support make Ovechkin a team loyalist, or is he overlooking potential pitfalls? It's a perspective that's ripe for debate. Lastly, Dylan Strome is making a case for his fellow Canadian and Capitals teammate, Tom Wilson, to be on the roster for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy. Wilson is known for his physical, hard-hitting style of play, which can energize a team but also spark heated discussions about sportsmanship. Strome sees him as a valuable asset for Team Canada, especially on home soil. But this suggestion isn't without controversy. For instance, while Wilson's toughness could provide an edge in high-stakes games, critics often point to his history of suspensions and question if that fits the Olympic spirit of fair play. And this is the part most people miss. Balancing skill with physicality in international competition can be a game-changer, but it might alienate purists who prefer a more finesse-based approach. What do you think? Should Wilson get the nod? Or is there a better candidate to represent Canada? Ooh, that's a lot to unpack from the Caps world today, full of nostalgia, excitement, and a few points that could divide opinions. Do you believe Backstrom's move is the perfect send-off, or do you wish he stayed stateside? Are you optimistic about the prospects like those in the summer showcase, or skeptical about their readiness? And on the Olympics front, would Wilson's inclusion strengthen Team Canada or bring unnecessary drama? I'd love to hear your takes. Share your agreements, disagreements, or even your own predictions in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. Nicklas Backstrom returns to Sweden, energized for new chapter. Imagine being a professional hockey player, having spent nearly 2 decades in the NHL, and then suddenly, your body starts to betray you. This is exactly what happened to Nicklas Backstrom, the 37-year-old center who last played for the Washington Capitals in 2023. But here's where it gets interesting. After taking time away from the game to focus on rehabbing his injured hip, Backstrom is now returning to his native Sweden to resume his hockey career. He signed a contract with Brynas of the Swedish Hockey League, the top professional hockey league in the country, and he's feeling incredibly energized and excited to get back on the ice. But what does this mean for his legacy, and how will his decision impact the hockey world? Let's dive in and explore the details of Backstrom's journey and what we can expect from him in the future. Backstrom announced in November 2023 that he was taking time away from hockey due to an ongoing injury situation with his left hip. He played only 8 games that season, with his last game being on October 29, 2023, in a 3-1 win against the San Jose Sharks at Capital One Arena in Washington. The Washington Capitals have since released a statement, thanking Backstrom for his countless contributions to the organization and wishing him the best as he returns to Sweden to continue his hockey career. But here's the thing. Backstrom's decision to leave the NHL and return to Sweden is not just about his personal career goals. It's also about the broader implications for the hockey world. Will other players follow in his footsteps? And what does this mean for the future of the NHL? These are just a few of the questions that come to mind when considering Backstrom's decision. As for Backstrom himself, he's had a long and storied career with 1,033 points, 271 goals, 762 assists in 1,105 NHL regular season games. He's second in Capitals history behind Alex Ovechkin, and he's the franchise's all-time assists leader. But what's perhaps most impressive about Backstrom's career is his dedication to the sport and his willingness to adapt and evolve as a player. After having arthroscopic surgery on his hip in 2015, he began to experience problems with it again late in the 2020-21 season. Rather than undergoing another procedure, he opted to rehab the injury, missing the first 28 games of the 2021-22 season. He eventually returned to the ice, scoring 31 points, 6 goals, 25 assists in 47 regular season games, and 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists in 6 Stanley Cup playoff games. And this is the part most people miss. Backstrom's journey is not just about his on-ice accomplishments. It's also about his personal growth and development as a player. He's had to navigate the challenges of injury and rehabilitation. For starters, he's expressed his excitement to play for Brynas, a team he's always felt a connection to. He's also stated that he's feeling 100% after a full off-season of training, and that he's eager to contribute to the team's success. But here's where it gets controversial. Some fans may question whether Backstrom's decision to leave the NHL and return to Sweden is a step backwards for his career. Others may argue that it's a bold move, one that demonstrates his commitment to the sport and his willingness to take risks. Whatever the case, one thing is certain. Nicklas Backstrom is a hockey legend, and his decision to return to Sweden will be closely watched by fans and pundits alike. So we want to hear from you. What do you think about Backstrom's decision to leave the NHL and return to Sweden? Do you think it's a good move for his career or a step backwards? Let us know in the comments. As we look to the future, it's clear that Backstrom's legacy will continue to be felt, both on and off the ice. He's a player who has inspired countless fans with his dedication, passion, and commitment to the sport. And as he begins this new chapter in his career, we can't help but wonder what's next for this hockey legend. Will he lead Brynas to victory in the Swedish Hockey League? Or will he face new challenges and obstacles along the way? One thing is certain. We'll be watching, And we can't wait to see what the future holds for Nicklas Backstrom. Nicklas Backstrom's new chapter, from NHL star to Swedish hockey legend. A quiet farewell, a powerful legacy. Nicklas Backstrom's next chapter begins in Sweden. Nicklas Backstrom never craved the spotlight. Even at the height of his NHL career, when he was widely regarded as one of the league's most gifted playmakers, he was content to let his more flamboyant teammate, Alex Ovechkin, soak up the attention. Backstrom's understated brilliance was the perfect complement to Ovechkin's explosive scoring style, and that dynamic duo helped redefine the Washington Capitals. But here's the part most fans missed. Backstrom's final NHL game came and went without fanfare. It was a routine October win against the San Jose Sharks in the 2023-24 season, his 1,105th career game. Just days later, he announced he was stepping away from hockey due to persistent hip injuries that had plagued him for years. And this is where it gets emotional. That quiet October night wasn't the end of Backstrom's hockey journey. While his NHL career concluded with little ceremony, his passion for the game endured. Now 37, Backstrom has returned to Sweden with his family and signed a 1-year contract with an optional second year to play for Brynäs IF, the very team where his professional career began. This move makes Backstrom the most decorated Swedish NHL player to return to the SHL. He hadn't played a game since October 29, 2023, and had only appeared in 8 games over the previous 2 seasons. Yet his decision to lace up his skates again speaks volumes about his enduring love for the sport. Between his final NHL appearance and the expiration of his contract in June, Backstrom made just 1 public media appearance. True to form, it wasn't about him. It was to discuss Ovechkin's pursuit of Wayne Gretzky's all-time goals record. Of Ovechkin's 897 goals, a staggering 279 were assisted by Backstrom, more than any other center in Ovechkin's career. Still, Backstrom refused to take credit. "This is all him, obviously," he said. "I'm not going to take any credit for that." When pressed, he added, "I get that, but I'm not going to take away his moment to shine. I just feel like I've been very fortunate to be, first of all, playing for the same organization for many years and playing with him." But here's the part that might spark debate. Should Backstrom be more openly celebrated for his role in Ovechkin's historic achievements? Is humility admirable, or does it sometimes obscure greatness? Backstrom's journey with the Capitals began in 2006 when he was drafted 4th overall. At the time, the franchise was struggling. Ovechkin, already the team's rising star, helped announce Backstrom's selection, 2 years after being the #1 pick himself. Together, they transformed Washington into a hockey town. Backstrom's calm demeanor, strategic vision, and pinpoint passing made him the ideal counterpart to Ovechkin's aggressive scoring style. Reflecting on their early years, Backstrom recalled it was a pretty cool scene to be able to take this franchise from not being a hockey city to being a hockey city, if that makes sense. "My first year, we had maybe 5,000 people in the stands. When we started that Rock the Red era, it was just incredible to see how the town came together." Despite his efforts to downplay his impact, Backstrom was undeniably central to the Capitals' rise. When he stepped away from the NHL, his teammates and coaches filled the silence with praise. "He's one of the greatest Capitals of all time, and that will continue," said coach Spencer Carberry. He played 1,100 games, over 1,000 points, part of the Stanley Cup team, and spent his entire career as a Washington Capital. His absence leaves a huge void. Ovechkin echoed the sentiment. "He's a leader. He's been in this organization all of his career. Me and him played together since day one." Defenseman John Carlson added, "He's been a pillar since pretty much his 15th game here. It's incredible what he's been able to accomplish. What he means to me and my career on the ice, the lessons I've learned watching him, talking to him, picking his brain, it's a lot of moments spent together." Backstrom largely stayed out of the public eye over the past 2 years. But when he did appear, Whether for ceremonial puck drops or to support Ovechkin's record-breaking moment, it was a poignant reminder of his enduring connection to the team. "It's hard, but it's hockey and it's a business," Ovechkin said at the end of the 2024-25 season. "Everything that happened with Backy, with TJ Oshie, with me, is going to stay forever. For this organization, they did so many great things. Obviously the 2018 Cup, the things on the ice and off the ice. They're legends and it's a tough moment, but it's life. So now we ask you, should Backstrom's legacy be more loudly celebrated? Was his quiet departure fitting for a humble star, or did it deserve more recognition? Share your thoughts in the comments below.